Hello everyone, good evening, namaste. Today we are here in this live session with our very own Ranita Gupta ji. And today we will be talking about intelligent investments with Ranita ji. We know money is important, पैसा बहुत important है, अब उसको save किया जाए कि invest किया जाए, that becomes a very important question. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम सबको यही सवाल होते होंगे. So to troubleshoot these questions of ours, we have our very own Ranita ji. Welcome Ranita ji. Thank you so much for your time and that you have come here. Please हमारी audience को अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए.
Thanks, Kanika, for inviting me for this talk show on Just Baat. Congratulations on starting this channel, first of all. And about me, yes, I've been into this business for the last 11 years now. We have business of mutual fund distribution. And I have done my certification to be a qualified mutual fund distributor. Initially, we were called financial advisors, but now AMFI and SEBI have kind of put in a new rule saying that the designation is mutual fund distributors. My company's name is Neve Advisories. I can share the link with everybody if they want. They can check out the web page.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much, and we hope that today, when in this discussion, your expertise will help our audience to, get more insights on how to intelligently invest their money. So I have a few questions for you, Ranita ji. The first one is a very
Before you start, first of all, let me compliment you to choose this title in intelligent investment. I have no idea how your creative team has come up with this title, but this is the title of the book by Benjamin Graham, who was the guru of stock investment market. He's written many books, and one of the books that he's written is Intelligent Investor. So, congratulations to your creative team to come up with such a title. And I feel very happy and privileged to be part of it.
Thank you.
And I hope whatever we discuss.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Goes right.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. We are looking forward to a healthy discussion and hoping that viewers will get some good advice from you in this discussion, ma'am. Thank you so much for your encouragement and blessings. So, ma'am, I'm directly coming forward to our first question. जो basic सवाल हर उस इंसान के दिमाग में रहता है जब वो थोड़ा पैसा कमा लेता है. When we have some money, so we are confused कि सब पैसे को savings account पे डालना चाहिए या उसे invest करना चाहिए. We all think, you should have some money that is there for emergency. You should not, use all your money. So what is advisable? Saving money for emergency or investing the money?
Okay, first of all, so let me address this that जब हमारे पास पैसा आ जाता है, it's not about जब हमारे पास पैसा आ जाता है. From the, I think this saving का जो habit है, it should be inculcated right from the childhood. Children should learn how to save even with their pocket money. Saving is very, very important. They say that money has to work for you. हम लोग मेहनत करते रहते हैं पैसे कमाने के लिए, but एक आजकल बहुत popular saying है mutual fund circles में कि if you don't earn money, if your money doesn't work for you while you're sleeping, then you will have to continue working till the last moment of your life. So the money has to work for you. All right. So उसके लिए, yes, you have to save. But अब ये question है कि how much should we save? How should we save? So one of the points is you mentioned contingency fund, emergency fund.
Right.
So the thumb rule of investing is, or saving, sorry, not investing, we're not into the investing phase, we're still in the phasing, we're talking about savings. So the thumb rule for saving is that 25% of your earnings, whichever whichever age bracket you may, whether it is your pocket money or it is your first salary or it is your incremental salary, whichever phase of life you may be in, 25% should go into your earnings. जो भी आप पैसे कमाते हैं, 25% आपका strict saving होना चाहिए. So the formula is your income minus the savings should be your earnings. This is very important. Income minus saving. पहले आप saving amount अलग कर दीजिए, फिर आप expenses पे जाइए. अब saving के usually the mindset is income minus expenses is equal to saving.
Is equal to savings, right?
That is incorrect. क्योंकि ऐसे तो हर एक खर्चा आप कभी सेव ही नहीं कर पाओगे. तो सेव करने के लिए सबसे पहले जरूरी है कि आप अपनी सेविंग्स थंब रूल के हिसाब से 25% अलग रख दीजिए. उसके बाद आप अपने एक्सपेंसेस में जाइए. अब उसमें से भी सेविंग्स में से भी आपकी इमरजेंसी फंड क्या होता है, कंटिंजेंसी फंड होता है कि कोई भी अगर सिचुएशन ऐसी आ जाए, मुझे जरूरत पड़े पैसे की, तो it should be easily available for me. It should be liquid.
Right.
So I cannot keep the cash at home. So I have to create a separate kind of an account where I can park my money, which is liquid for me. Within a day or within 12 hours, the money is into my bank account for my requirement. Now, what was I saying? I lost. Contingency fund should be 6 months of your salary. आपका जैसे 6 महीने आपकी जो salary, supposing you're earning ₹1,00,000 a month, so 6 months of your salary should be kept aside as your contingency fund.
Okay.
जैसे COVID का time आया था, people had lost their jobs. The salary cuts were there, especially those who lost their jobs or they lost their business incomes. They had to survive. So this contingency fund would have helped them. So if you keep it in a savings account or even fixed deposit takes time to you break it, you lose your interest.
Right.
There are schemes in mutual funds, they're called liquid funds. And we prefer to use liquid funds to park our money for contingency savings.
Okay. So mutual funds, this is a myth. I think people think that if we invest in mutual funds or invest in mutual funds, then maybe it's not possible to get liquid cash immediately. मतलब एक layman को जिसको investments के बारे में कुछ ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, तो Ranita ji is telling you all that mutual funds में भी ऐसे options हैं where you can invest as liquid investments, right, Ranita ji?
That's right. And in fact, it is so easy to withdraw from the liquid funds. Within 12 hours, within 24 hours, the money is in your account. आपने आज 1 बजे से पहले अगर रिडेम्पशन रिक्वेस्ट डाली है, तो अगले दिन 1 बजे से पहले आपके अकाउंट में पैसे आ जाएंगे. It is so simple and so straightforward. Secondly, the other advantage of a liquid fund is that it does give you a little superior return than a savings account. And once it is parked separately, you don't even touch it.
Okay.
That becomes very important.
Okay. Understand, ma'am. And okay, so you are saying that not only the banking, not only the savings account, not only the fixed deposits, but you can also invest into liquid mutual funds, which can be liquidated in a period of 24 hours. So thank you for answering that question, ma'am. And we have some audience questions that are coming up. Like Sensex is already at an all-time high. Does it make sense to invest now?
Any time is a good time to invest in the market, provided you have a goal. See, investing, we have to understand why are we investing, first of all. Now, when we say that the money has to work for me, it means that I have to give time for the money to work. No, it's not like I put money in tomorrow and today and tomorrow I want the returns. So you have to give some time for your investments to grow. So at any stage of your life, at any level of Sensex, you need to first identify your goal. Why are you investing? Now, supposing I'm a youngster, you are a young person, you are, for you, you have a long time to retirement. So perhaps one of your goal could be retirement. Now, if you have a 25 years of retirement, you have a 25 years of time span available to you to make your investment. It doesn't matter whether markets are at 50,000 or 60,000 or 25,000 or 30,000. The nature of the market is volatility. That's the nature. It has to be, what goes up comes down, what comes up goes down. From these levels, you will see correction. From the corrected levels, it will move upwards. Kitna upar market jata hai, nobody can predict. But जो है 25 साल का, as a youngster, like Ranita is a young woman who is earning money, she's got 20 years, 25 years to retire. So the most important point is that you have to map your investments to a goal. Once your goal is mapped, in the markets, the valuation, these are just numbers. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Hope, Anand, that answers your question. And another important thing I have for you, Ranita ji, is what are the do's and don'ts when you are making an investment?
Now, investment in mutual funds or investment in general?
So let's talk about investment in general for the normal audience who is, trying to get awareness here. So what are the general rules of investing in general?
First of all, you have to identify your risk profile. Some investments come in the safe zone, some investments come in the riskier zone. Now, mutual funds are the risk investments. Fixed deposits is a safe investment. So you have to identify which stage of life you are in and what's the kind of risk you are comfortable in taking. Somebody may say, I'm okay, to take risk. But then when within a year's time span, when they look at their mutual fund returns, and if it shows negative return, they start panicking. So you have to first understand your own sentiments, your own psyche, whether you are able to digest a negative return to your portfolio.
Okay.
So the first thing is understand your risk profile. If you're okay to take a risk, like people say, business में risk तो लेना ही पड़ता है. Mutual funds की, so investment की पहले बात तो हमारे पास investment के लिए options क्या क्या है? What are the venues available for us? So the venues for us is real estate market. Now people say real estate market is very safe, but again, you had a reality check, and recently people have lost money in real estate also. Agar if you bought your real estate today, पिछले एक साल में अगर किसी ने property खरीदी है, you cannot expect that कि अगले साल आपकी property आपको double price देके निकलेगी. You have to wait. There is something called a gestation period to your investment, whichever investment class you pick up. Whether you pick up real estate, whether you pick up commodities may generally we invest in gold and silver. Even if you buy, if you inherited gold, you must be sitting on a lot of money. But if you're buying gold today, you have to wait.
It's very It's on all-time highs.
So, but then again, in gold, nobody says gold is at all-time high. Should I invest in gold? People still go out and buy gold. Nobody says property prices are so high. Should I buy property now or should I wait? They go ahead and buy the property because there's some kind of safety associated with these investments. मेरे को घर चाहिए रहने के लिए. So in my mind, I know that 20 साल, 25 साल वो घर मेरा है. I'm going to stay in that house. So even if the prices fluctuate, I'm not bothered. Unless I'm in the business of real estate of buying and selling, then it's different. But people like, generally when we are buying and getting into real estate, I'm buying one house, maximum 2-3 houses. कितने घर खरीद लेंगे हम जिंदगी में? वो हमारी investment है. तो उसके लिए हमें परेशानी नहीं होती अगर उसमें prices fluctuate हों तो. We are okay with that. क्योंकि I see that asset है, मेरा घर है, I can see it. Gold, nobody is bothered. Today, आप आज जाके बाजार से gold coin खरीद के ले आइए 50,000 रुपए का. कल gold price कम हो गई, आपका loss हो गया. You're not worried. क्योंकि आपने, you've just kept it, वो locker में पड़ा रहेगा, inheritance में चला जाएगा. आपने भी inherit किया है, आप से भी inherit करेंगे. That is how it works. But with mutual funds, people start getting scared, getting panicked, which is unnecessary actually. We really just have to, just the way we give time to other assets, we give time to our mutual funds or stock market, and we are fine. So this is how we were understanding, right? The options available for us is gold, real estate, bank fixed deposits. Fixed deposit zone में आपके PPF, post office, ये सब instruments आ गए.
Right.
They are giving you a fixed rate of interest. Now people are happy कि मेरे को 7% return मिल रहा है. I'm happy with it. Confirm तो है, guarantee तो है. वो guarantee word हमारी psyche में इतना बैठा हुआ है कि we don't understand कि जो 7% का fixed deposit मुझे return दे रहा है, उसमें मुझे inflation, आप TDS tax वैक्स को छोड़ दीजिए, inflation is also eating my money away. अगर 1 लाख रुपए मैंने आज डाला है fixed deposit में, and that gives me a 7% return after 1 year, inflation has also grown. So that 7,000 that I earn on that 1 lakh is actually taken away by inflation portion of it. So what I really get is low value for my money. So I'm losing the power of my money. But people don't look at that aspect. So how much should I earn? So should I be happy with a fixed deposit return because it gives me guaranteed returns? Or what kind of returns should I look at from my investment? So the ideal thing is that your investment should earn you more than the inflation of your country. Today in India, the inflation is about 6%. So any instrument which earns me more than 6% is good enough. And it should earn return for a long duration of time. Because again, interest rates are coming down and they will keep coming down. Every 9 years, the interest rates come down by 3%. We're already at 6%. And the next rate cut, we will see around 2025-26, coming down to 3-4%.
Oh.
And inflation, if at that time continues to be at 6%, then 50% today it doesn't help me because inflation is eating my money away.
Right. So that's a wonderful perspective that you're giving to our audience. I would want to repeat it, that any instrument that is giving you a rate of return that is above the rate of inflation of your country is a good investment. And it should give you that return for a long period of time. So amazing insights by you, Ranita. I was about to ask, which is a good investment? How should we calculate that return on investment? But you proactively answered that question. So I will take up a few questions from the audience, Ranita ji. So Ranita is saying, when should one start investing?
When should one start investing?
Right.
At age 0, if the parents are happy to start investing for the child age 0, or whenever you start getting your pocket money, start saving, start investing. You start your first job, start saving, start investing. So it's right from day one. Savings is important, investment is important.
Okay. So specifically, whenever you start earning, or there is no age to save. Save it whenever you can. Okay, Vanita also has one more question. So can we invest in US markets also? I also have that question. Being an Indian, is it advisable to invest into Indian stock markets, or should we go in for foreign markets as well?
So you see, generally the tendency is that people like to, and they are comfortable to invest in their own country. But at the same time, if you are an experienced investor and you have your risk profile, you are okay to take the risks. It's always good to diversify and take exposure in other countries also. US is a very popular destination for investment for Indians. For various reasons, but I'll just, I'm not taking examples of other countries, but US is, yes, in our mutual funds also, we have many funds which are offering us US exposure. So like for example, US का एक index है S&P 500. It is
Yes.
it's a blue chip index. Now the
Mm-hmm.
performance of this blue chip index as compared to our Sensex, uh, it's like if you look at a last 10-year performance, S&P 500 has outperformed Sensex. Sensex
Okay.
is a growing market. I mean, India is a growing
Mm-hmm.
market, it's a growing economy. They are a developed economy. So if you look
Right.
at it like that, they have so S&P has outperformed Sensex. So if you had invested simultaneously in the US market, you would have made good returns. S&P 500 in the last 10 years has given a 16% return as compared to the Sensex, which has given a 9.5% return. So
Okay. That's
for diversification, it makes sense to, and
diversified.
also in this time frame of the last 10 years, rupee also depreciated by 40%. So if you had invested in US, you would have, it's a good bet. You should do it for diversification if your funds allow you and
Mm-hmm.
if your risk profile allows you.
Okay. Okay. Or Pradeep is asking us, should I invest directly or through an agent?
Yeah, so this is becoming very popular these days that people are saying, why should I invest? Agent is actually it's not a word we like to use. We are not agents. We are helping you in your financial planning. So so there are two things. You see, you have to pay a fees when you're taking somebody's advice. You go to a chartered accountant, you can file your returns yourself, or you go through a CA. It depends on how your how your finances are. When you go to a CA, you have to pay him the fees. You can't say, why should I pay you the fees? I'd rather do it on my own. So okay, do it on your own, then you will understand the problems of filing the returns on your own. So similarly, any field like interior design also, for example, people say, why should I pay an interior designer? I can design it on my own. But when you do it yourself and you give it to an interior designer professional, you know the difference.
Right.
So like that, every field has its expertise. Just because,
Mm-hmm.
so people don't want to give credit to the financial planners. They think हम directly कर लेंगे तो उतना percentage हम save कर लेंगे तो उसमें हमें फर्क पड़ जाएगा. It's true, when you invest through the direct channel, you save 1%. When you route it through a financial advisor, you have to pay that 1%. So I think it's worth the advice. People do make mistakes, and I mean, we have seen this in COVID time. I mean, my own investors, I have a good, sizable strength of investors. People called me up and said, we want to redeem our funds. ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, पाकिस्तान की वॉर छिड़ जाएगी, वो बीच में जो कुछ हुआ था,
China and
ये वॉर हो
Pakistan
जाएगी,
war.
ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा हो जाएगा. I want to. So we had to handhold them. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Please carry on, stay invested, etc., etc. So, these kind of advices help, and then people come back to us and say, thank you for giving us that advice. We're still invested and we're still making money. So, when you're on your fears and your greeds, you're not an expert, you are a computer expert. Like you're a professional in taking interviews, for example. That's your forte. If you ask me to conduct an interview, I may not be able to do a good job like you are doing. So, everybody has their forte, right? So, you have to pay the fees for that. And it's up to you whether you want an advice or you don't want an advice. Now, if you don't want an advice because you want to save that 1%, then you might make mistakes and you might regret it. So it's your choice. So though
no obligation.
No obligation these days. In fact, SEBI has come up with a rule saying that as advisors, we have to be, first of all, we have to pass certain exams to come to the level where we can speak to you and talk to you about your own investments, about your financial planning. So certain exams have to be passed. So we have some kind of an expertise. So it is up to a person to decide whether they want to take advice or they want to, do their own stuff. I mean, There are all kinds of people. It's really up to every individual.
Perfect. Yes, makes sense. Absolutely true, Ranita ji. And okay, so what are the benefits of investing into mutual funds when I compare it to investing into stock markets?
Okay, that's another very popular question. Uh, uh, so what are mutual funds? Let's understand. Again, it comes down to the same thing that why should I invest direct, or why should I go through a mutual fund distributor when I can do it directly? That's one way. Other thing is, why should I invest in mutual funds when I can directly invest in stock market? Investing in stock market is not a child's play. It's an expert field. It's not just about buying and selling shares. It's about it's a lot of complicated. It's a complicated procedure. I'm not an expert. Which stock I should buy? How should I choose to buy that stock? What do I know about that company? Or am I just buying because I had a drawing room conversation and somebody said I have Infosys and I made money in Infosys? So then I say, okay, I'll also buy. Is that the way you choose your stocks? So if you have the know-how about this market, if you've done your research, if you're able to spend time on this particular field, please buy stocks, because buying direct stocks will definitely give you more money. The appreciation is much more superior than routing it through the mutual fund. If you have that kind of intuition or skill or the expertise, then yes, do invest directly through the stock market. But if you don't have it, you should route it through mutual funds. Don't take risk. Like I would say that is a risk, when you buy shares on hearsay. But when you buy shares on your own study, on your own thorough, what you call research, then yes, direct investing makes sense. But otherwise, if you have a long-term goal, it's always better to go through mutual funds. So both avenues are fine. It depends on the individual. If you are, again, if you are an IT person, or you're a doctor, how much time can you devote in figuring out or researching the companies, when to buy, when to sell, when to be fearful and when to be greedy? There are so many emotions which, play a role in your investing decisions. Sometimes you sell out of fear, sometimes you buy out of greed, sometimes you hold out of greed.
Right.
Some people say, I'm going to do day trading and I'll make money. So आपने अगर 10 trades अच्छी कर ली तो आपको लगता है कि मैं expert हो गया. But ये आपकी field नहीं है. So it's better to go to the professionals.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay. Right. So one of our audience member is asking, how much should one invest in mutual funds, keeping the risk factor in mind and to be safe? What is a good amount to invest?
Okay, there is no such thing about good amount or bad amount. Any amount is a good amount, as low as you can start, as low as 1,000 rupees. Initially, it used to be even 300 rupees or 250 rupees or even 100 rupees, I don't know. But now I think threshold is 1,000 rupees. So any amount is good enough. But at the same time, understanding what options you have for investment. And again, I'll repeat myself, you should have a goal. Why am I investing? Once your goal is there, and once your risk is, you know what kind of risk you can take, you can start with any amount. Usually we advise that, let's say Kanika needs to make an investment today. You're sitting for the first time, we're having a discussion and we start understanding that how much should I invest. So first we identify the goals. So one of my goals is retirement. So for retirement, how much money I need 20 years from now? So for that we have something called, we do some investigation with you. What is your lifestyle expense? How much are you spending today? Supposing you're spending 50,000 rupees today for your lifestyle expense. So 50,000 today inflated will be an X amount 20 years from now. So let's say that 50,000 is a lakh of rupees from now, inflation adjusted. So what kind of money should I have at that time in my kitty to be able to generate that kind of money for me at that stage of my life? So once I have that figure, so let's say that figure is 2.5, 3 crores. So अगर मुझे 3 crore चाहिए, so what should I start saving today?
Right.
So that's the way you would. So I have. So my next goal is my child's education. Today my child is age 3. उसने 20 साल में अपनी ग्रेजुएशन करनी है. आज की ग्रेजुएशन प्राइस, आज अगर वो कोई पढ़ाई किसी भी कॉलेज, इंजीनियरिंग, डॉक्टरी, जो भी डिग्री करने के लिए बच्चे कॉलेज जाते हैं, एक सिंपल कॉलेज इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री आज 15-20 लाख से कम नहीं है. 10-15 लाख डिपेंडिंग ऑन विच कॉलेज यू गो टू, ऑफ कोर्स सिटी, कॉलेज, so many things matter. So I should start saving from. So my goal is 10 lakh rupees. उसमें भी inflation adjusted. आज 10 लाख का कोर्स है, 15 साल के बाद वही 10 लाख का कोर्स 20 लाख का हो जाएगा. तो वो 20 लाख के लिए मुझे आज से कितना इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए? So that is how we decide how much we have to start investing.
Right. Okay. Hope that answers your question. Yeah, so Anshul is asking us how to diverse one's portfolio if somebody is investing for the first time, trying to seek a balance between risk and high ROI, like a layman.
Rate of return. Okay.
Yeah.
See, again, the answer is going to be the same. Your risk profile, your goals. You cannot be, आपको अगर high rate of return चाहिए, तो please understand the stock market and make a direct investment in the stock market. Then you will get a very high ROI.
Okay.
But mutual funds, where you have to give a gestation period. If nothing is going to be overnight. And a good rate of return in a mutual fund environment is, in today's scenario, anything 12% plus. Is a very good rate of return. Now, there are some sectoral mutual funds also, like you have pharma, IT, power, banks. These are sectoral funds. They have only banking stocks, only power and stocks, only pharma stocks. Now, they are high risk. So, आपने diversified area, you went into the sector stocks. I mean, if somebody had invested in the IT sector in the last 2 years, they have minted money. There's 40% kind of a return they have taken. So, are you a short-term investor just investing to book profits, or are you investing to reach your goal? That is a call you have to take. And then accordingly, we have to take a balanced portfolio where you have sectoral mutual funds also, balanced mutual funds. There's something called hybrid mutual funds, where it's a mix of equity and debt. And then you have a combination of blue chip, mid cap, small cap. Now, again, small cap is another very interesting story. Anybody who had invested in small cap in 2017, from 2017 till about last year, small caps went completely negative. And last year onwards, the small cap started performing, and somebody who was invested in small cap for the last 1 year, that is April, when recently markets had crashed in March, and then this picked up again. So April se till date, small caps have given fantastic returns. Now, nobody can time the market like that. But if you stayed invested through a systematic investment plan, you would have made money. So there's no easy way of making money. You have to stay invested. You have to give gestation period to your investment. You have to be calm, and you have to be at peace with yourself. And money will come.
Right. Absolutely. Hope that answers your question, Anshul. And now, Jyoti is asking us, can you please advise regarding making investment in IPO?
IPO. It's related to the stock market. You need to understand what kind of, if you have a knowledge of the stock market, it does make sense to invest in IPOs. Sometimes IPOs अच्छे निकल आते हैं, कई बार बुरे भी निकल आते हैं. तो ये सब आपको अपने रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा. You have to take a proper advice. Go to a stock broker जो आपको एडवाइस देगा कौन से आईपीओ में इन्वेस्ट करना है या नहीं करना. But in short, a question is, should you invest in IPOs? The answer is yes, you should.
Okay.
But with proper advice.
Right, with proper advice, with proper caution, Jyoti, you can definitely invest into IPOs. And how to analyze whether a new IPO will succeed or not while going forward. Pradeep is adding on to that question. How can you predict?
I'm not answering that. That's beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, there are no parameters to judge. Nobody can predict.
It's a volatile
You have to go to a proper advisor, through a proper stockbroker who understands the nature of the company, why, when have they launched the IPO, and what is the potential of the IPO to give you the necessary returns.
Okay. All right. So Pradeep, we would advise you to take consultation before you get into the IPO investments. Okay, one last question for you, Ranita ji. And
Sure.
that is it possible to claim deduction while filing IT return by investing into mutual funds?
Yes.
How can one claim a deduction if I'm investing in mutual funds? Am I eligible to get deduction on my IT return? If yes, how do I get it?
Right. So for tax deduction, there is a section called ATC. Under the IT income tax rules, we have section ATC, which gives us the benefit of tax. Now, for that, we have an upper limit of 1,50,000. Up to any savings in tax saving instruments, up to 1,50,000 gives us that benefit. Now, which are the tax saving instruments? We have bank loan. अगर आपने property के against कुछ loan लिया हुआ है, तो वहाँ से you can take benefit. This comes under section ATC. PPF, EPF, insurance. If you have any insurance product, that is also qualified under section ATC. And even some of the fixed deposits are giving you the benefit of section ATC. In mutual funds, we have something called equity linked saving schemes, ELSS. This gives us the tax benefit of section ATC. Now, the point to remember is that all these products that I have mentioned put together should not exceed 1,50,000.
Okay.
You can diversify in all these products. You can have PPF, EPF, bank loan, insurance, mutual funds. Some products, fixed deposits, सब हो सकते हैं आपके पास. But up till 1,50,000 आपको benefit मिलता है. उसके ऊपर आपको benefit नहीं मिलता है. और mutual fund invest करने का फायदा ये है कि इसमें सबसे कम lock-in period है. It's only for 3 years. And if you compare the returns of mutual fund ELSS schemes, they are far superior to PPF, far superior to insurance, far superior to fixed deposits. So it's highly advisable to route your 1,50,000 investment under section ATC through mutual fund ELSS schemes. It's highly advisable.
Okay, so those who are looking to set, since it is 31st of March, year end, so those who are, planning to, tax planning and other things, so ELSS schemes of mutual funds will definitely give you an advantage on savings. So think about it. So, yeah, one of our audience member, Rama Pandit Das, is requesting me to take his or her name. I'm sorry if I am not able to identify with your name. So Rama Pandit Das ji is asking, there should be some kind of investment in mutual funds. Kindly answer. So basically, on the nutshell, they want one should invest in mutual funds. Is that your take?
Yes, one should invest because आप एक एनालिसिस करिए कि हमारे पास आज अपॉर्चुनिटीज कहाँ हैं अपना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए. And if you are young, believe me, if you are, I would say, one starts earning by the age of 25. So between this age group of 25 to 45, I would say, especially in the age group of 25 to 35, you must aggressively invest in mutual funds. Aggressively. Even till age 45, you can continue to invest aggressively. Uske baad, then as per your age, once you cross 50, then it's a different age group. Your requirements, your lifestyle, everything changes. your income pattern changes. If you start depending on pension, so then it's a different environment. But if you're young, you're earning good, don't put your money in fixed deposits. Please invest in mutual funds.
Okay, okay. So, Vanita is saying, is there any resource where they can, find these concepts, the financial concepts that we have been discussing? Do you advise some online portals where they can read more about it?
There are many portals. You can even go to my own website, neeveadvisories.com. Your basic fund is वहाँ पे भी clear है.
Okay, okay. So yes, you can visit the website. Ma'am, I would request you to repeat the name of your website again. It is
Neve Advisories. Neve, N-E-E-V. Neve Advisories.
Okay, okay. So yes, you can consult or you can find these resources on Ranita ma'am's website as well. So I will wrap up this session now. And thank you so much, Ranita ji, for taking out your time and helping us and our audience, giving us wonderful insights on how to invest and clearing the myths and the doubts. So thank you so very much. And it is a ritual on these Just Baat sessions that we ask the expert to give the one last message to the audience. So what is your last message for this entire session to the audience?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me, giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts and express myself. And I hope I've answered the questions to their satisfaction. As for giving one last line, be retirement ready. If you're young, please be retirement ready. Invest in mutual funds.
Okay, thank you so much, Ranita ji. So I hope this session helped you all to gain some wonderful insights. And as promised, we will be coming back to you with some more advices and some more lovely sessions with our talented experts in time to come. And we hope to create a better living environment around you. So thank you once again, Ranita ji. Thank you so much. Thank you to our dear audience for joining this live session with Ranita ji on Just Baat. Thank you very much. Good night and stay healthy and positive. Bye-bye.
And stay invested in mutual funds.
Oh yes, stay invested and make intelligent investments. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.